So before exactly beginning this particular topic, we must recall that the non-parametric approach or the class of non-parametric techniques that we have so far addressed in this particular chapter are intended for the estimation of the power spectrum of the discrete time random process. So what is discrete time random process? That we have covered in the previous chapter, chapter number 3. Whereas the power spectrum, or simply the power spectral density, the fundamentals also we have seen thereupon. So having the Fourier transformation of the autocorrelation sequence concerning the discrete time random process is nothing but the power spectrum for that particular random process here. Now, having the estimation by the use of such non-parametric techniques, thereupon the use of discrete time Fourier transformation for the estimated version of the autocorrelation sequence has been used here. And as we have made a comparison into the previous video and the various details we have seen before that, it is the observation that the performance of the non-parametric techniques have certain limitations, and the limitation is in the terms of length of the data record denoted capital N here. So when the length of the data record or data samples is very much higher, so that time the exact estimation of the power spectrum is not always possible, or it is inefficient here. So therefore it comes to the approximations. Now we are intended to have the efficient way to have the estimation of the power spectrum for the discrete time random process. So in this regard we have another method that it is our topic, that is called as the minimum variance spectrum estimation. Here the terms minimum variance are very important, and hereafter we can recognize this particular method with the abbreviation capital MV for minimum variance. We have also seen that the meaning behind these terms is to have the reduction into the value of the variance, which is one of the statistical characterization concerning the discrete time random process that we have covered into the previous chapter there. All the non-parametric techniques for the power spectrum estimation are also intended to have minimization of the variance value here. Now more details with respect to the minimum variance or MV method can be made, that this is basically the adoption of the another popular method known by the name maximum likelihood method, that can be abbreviated as capital MLM. Now in this minimum variance MV method, the estimation of the power spectrum is basically made by a simple filtering process, whereas for the filtering purpose the use of a filter bank having the narrow band type of band pass filters is made thereupon. Now what is the motivation behind the use of this filter bank in this MV method, that we shall see. We'll be looking once again at the effect of having filtering of a wide sense stationary random process with the narrow band pass filters here. So I hope it is very much clear the idea behind the wide sense stationary random process that we have covered into the previous chapter. Now to understand the details of this particular power spectrum estimation method here, we consider the input discrete time random process to be denoted as x of n here, and this x of n we consider to hold the mean or the expected value equal to 0. Hence we can call this to be a zero mean wide sense stationary random process. So for such a random process, the power spectrum or the power spectral density can in general be denoted as capital P as a function of e to the power j omega, where to the suffix of p we have mentioned x here. So this suffix mentions for which particular random process this spectrum estimation or the spectral density is computed. Along with this input discrete time random process, for the understanding of minimum variance spectrum estimation method, as discussed, we require a filter here. So into the discrete time domain, let us denote the filter, which is basically a filter bank. So it will be small g suffix I as a function of n. So we consider it to be the ideal band pass filter, and it is supposed to have the bandwidth denoted by delta, and the center frequency is omega suffix I here. Now the bandwidth delta will be holding very important role in application of this MV method to any of the discrete time random process that we encounter into the next part of this particular chapter. So this is the very important parameter. And now for such a band pass filter bank, the magnitude of the filter into the frequency domain can be denoted by the mod of capital G suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega, opting the two values. So it is opting the value 1 when we have the mod of omega minus omega suffix I less than delta by 2. Otherwise, we get this value for the magnitude to be equal to 0 here. Now we consider that the filter we have here denoted by g suffix I of n in the discrete time domain, and we have the input discrete time random process denoted by x of n. So upon carrying out the filtering process of x of n with the filter g suffix I of n, the power spectrum of the output random process can be found with the help of one relation. So here for the output discrete time random process, let us consider the denotion small y suffix I as a function of n. So here it is into the discrete time domain. Now the relation helpful for computation of its power spectral estimation in the output process, we get the mathematical expression capital P suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega, computed by having the power spectral density of the input random process x of n. Here it is capital P suffix x as a function of e to the power j omega multiplied by the mod square of capital G suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega. Now the power exactly in the output random process y suffix I of n can be denoted as the expected value of the mod square of the same here. So here it is denoted onto the left hand side, as we can see the expected value of the mod square of y suffix I of n. So this is basically 1 upon 2 pi in multiplication to the integral minus pi to plus pi computed over the capital P suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega d omega. So to this place P suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega, the substitution can be made from the previous equation, and the new equation form will be this way. We have here 1 upon 2 pi as it is, the integral application as it is with the range minus pi to plus pi d omega here, and the substitution we make capital P suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega in multiplication to the mod square of the suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega. Now in this particular regard, if we make the use of notation for the bandwidth here, the integral and the total denotation can be in the modified form this way. We write here 1 upon 2 pi the integral omega suffix I minus delta by 2 to omega suffix I plus delta by 2 computed over the power spectral density of the input random process. Here it should be capital P suffix x as a function of e to the power j omega d omega here. Now the notation concerning the bandwidth delta has been in use here. Now if this bandwidth delta is small enough so that this power spectral density of the input random process is approximated to a constant over the passband of the filter, so that time we can have the approximation of the power Here it is the LHS to the new form. Here we write the expected value of the square of the mod y suffix I of n approximated to the px as a function of e to the power j omega suffix I, the power spectral density concerning the input random process, multiplied by delta divided by 2 pi here. Now, if it is possible to have the estimate of the power spectral density of the input random process x of n at the frequency value omega is equal to omega I as represented here, from the filtered output process by having the estimate of the power into the output random process y suffix I of n and dividing by the normalized filter bandwidth delta upon 2 pi here, we write the estimate of the power spectral density. Here it is capital P cap suffix x as a function of e to the power j into omega suffix I, computed as, here we write the expected value of the mod square of y of n, that it was the left hand side from the previous equation, which is now divided by, here we have delta divided by 2 pi here. Now, as we know, in the case of periodogram, the first method belonging to the non-parametric approach that produces the estimate of the power spectrum in the similar fashion here. So here the x of n, which is the input discrete time random process, is filtered with the filter bank of the bandpass filter, which holds the function, filter function denoted small h suffix I of n. So in the frequency domain, we represent its corresponding magnitude by mod of capital H suffix I as a function of e to the power j omega, computed as sine of, we have capital N in multiplication to omega minus omega I, the whole divided by 2, and the denominator here is capital N in multiplication to the sine function of omega minus omega I divided by 2 here. Now, as we are intended to have the power computation here in each of the filtered signals for this filter bank, so at one point the sample averaging can be made, which can be represented this way. So here it is the estimate, we represent capital E cap, and here we apply it for the power for the output random process, hence the square of the mod for the y suffix I as a function of n. Here we write the mod square y suffix I as a function of capital N minus 1 here. Now, for the case of periodogram, as we see, it is formed by having the division of the power estimate by the filter bandwidth that we have denoted delta is equal to 2 pi by capital N. Each filter in the filter bank for the periodogram case is the same and differs only into the center frequency that we have denoted omega suffix I, and thus we can say that these filters are basically data independent here. Now, the basic steps that involve for our topic, that it is the minimum variance spectrum estimation technique here, can be described in 3 points here. So one by one we shall go for each of them. The first step is to design bank, and this filter bank filters in general, if holding the I branches, can be denoted the filter functions g suffix I as a function of n, and here it holds the center frequency omega suffix I. Here it should be omega suffix I, so that each of the filter rejects the maximum amount of the out of band power while passing the component at the frequency omega suffix I with zero distortion or no distortion here. So after the required design of the filter bank here, now it will be the step to operate this filter for the filtering process. So it will be the second step where we say filter the input discrete time random process x of n with each filter into the frequency domain here we write the filter bank and make the estimate of the power in each output process that can be denoted y suffix I as a function of n here. And finally, into the third step, here we expect to have setting the estimate of the power spectrum denoted capital P cap suffix x as a function of e to the power j times omega suffix I, that is equal to the power estimated into the earlier step divided by the filter bandwidth here. Now, to understand the exact procedure that is to be followed for this minimum variance spectrum estimation, abbreviated as MV method, these three steps are enough here. But for more information, we consider that the optimum filter for estimation of the power into the discrete time random process x of n in general that we have considered at the frequency value omega. Let us say after the design it holds the filter function given by this mathematical expression. So here we write the filter function simply by G here. So G here, it is a matrix of the filter functions that is computed by having the Rx inverse multiplied to the E divided by e to the power h, the Hermitian, in multiplication to the Rx inverse into E here. So here E is basically the vector of the complex exponentials, whereas capital R suffix x is the matrix of the autocorrelation sequences here. Now, along with this optimum filter function, the power estimate can be given in this form. The power estimate can be denoted as the square of the sigma cap suffix x, that is equal to the inverse of e to the power h in multiplication to Rx inverse into E here. Now, as we have previously shown the power spectrum estimations by the use of the various non-parametric category of the power spectrum estimation techniques, for the MV method also we have to represent. So now the estimate can be denoted as capital P cap suffix x as a function of e to the power j times omega suffix I. So it can be the power into the output as discussed. So expected value of the square of the mod y suffix I of n divided by delta by 2 pi. So this is equal to the variance denoted sigma x square divided by p plus 1 in multiplication to 2 pi by delta here. So now the new thing in this mathematical expression is the introduction to the P, as we are making the use of the filter bank. P is basically the order of the filter, simply filter order we can see here. So therefore, if we have set the value of the bandwidth delta by this mathematical expression, that it is 2 pi upon p plus 1. So that time the estimate of the power spectral density that we have earlier represented, that is capital P cap suffix x as a function of e to the power j omega, will be equal to the variance only. So it is sigma suffix x squared here. Now, as the bandwidth of the filter that we have directly taken the optimum filter function g of n, the power spectrum estimation becomes into the general form that is given here. So as we have represented for the periodogram case, the capital P cap suffix per, for the modified periodogram capital P cap suffix m, for the Bartlett method capital P cap suffix b, for Welch method capital P cap suffix w, for Blackman 2K approach we have cap suffix bt here, and now for the minimum variance spectrum estimation method we have capital P cap suffix mv. So it is as a function of e to the power j omega, and that can be computed in terms of the filter order p plus 1 divided by e to the power h, the Hermitian, in multiplication to the Rx inverse into E. So this is the minimum variance spectrum estimate here.